Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about the best winter luxury to splurge on. I always think it's so much trickier to dress in a chic and pulled together way in winter than it is in summer. You know, in summer it's all cute summer dresses and skirts and you don't have to worry about your feet being cold, and in winter it's just so much harder when you have to combine all those elements of practicality along with trying to look pulled together. So I'm rounding up my favorites here. It's across all categories. I have clothing, I have accessories, I have a little bit of everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this and let's get started. This video does continue on my collaboration with mytheresa.com, who are one of my go-tos for luxury shopping, and everything that I'm including here today is available from Mytheresa. So I will include direct links to everything in the description section if you did want to check anything out. So first up are bags, and I have two categories of bags here, so larger bags and smaller bags. When I was planning this video, I actually only set out to include 2 styles, but I've ended up with 5. Hopefully that's okay. I figure if you watch this channel, you probably enjoy handbags as well. Larger bags, I do have a few different style options though, and for whatever reason, when it gets to the colder months, I tend to gravitate more towards larger bags. I'm not even fully sure why that is. Maybe it's because, you know, things are a little bit bigger in winter, you have more to carry, like gloves and that sort of thing, but I do like a slightly larger bag in winter, and I have 3 options here which I'm loving, as well as one I saw on Mytheresa which I think is beautiful. But first up, I have 2 Saint Laurent options. If you have been watching my recent videos, you will know how much I adore Saint Laurent at the moment. You guys seem to enjoy the brand as well, but I think their styles are so beautiful and the quality is gorgeous, and for me this was a fairly recent addition, but this is very much kind of quintessentially winter bag. I love the fact that it has that kind of puffer look, so it looks super cute with an actual puffer coat, but it also works really well with tailoring as well. So I love the fact that it's kind of go anywhere, but at the same time it just feels very winter ready. It's very light and cozy and comfy, if you can use those words to describe a bag. I don't think I have anything like this in my wardrobe, so I love the fact that it's a little bit different, and this is just such a great style. It somehow is fairly dressy but also casual at the same time, so it's a really versatile one. I just think it's so fun. So this is absolutely my first pick. It wasn't the cheapest. This is a little over £1,500, but I do think it's been worth the money. It's such beautiful quality leather, and I've just been really enjoying it. And next up is a new addition to my collection, which is this beautiful Saint Laurent bag. I probably should have waited to film my Saint Laurent collection video, but I was still umming and ahhing about this style then. I think it was that video that probably tipped me over the edge, just being surrounded by a lot of Saint Laurent. But I had tried this on earlier and I loved it, and I actually bought this last year during Black Friday and I was really underwhelmed, so I returned it. And I don't know if they've changed something. I'm not sure if they've changed the color slightly or the size, but I loved it this year, or maybe it's just me that's changed, I have no idea, but I was completely hooked when I tried it on again this year, so I decided to go for it, and I'm very happy. It's so lovely. It is a little bit more formal looking than the puffer style, so I think this would be a lovely style for work. It's very classic looking. You know, you have the chain all the way here, but you also have the leather strap, so it's very comfortable. The attention to detail is beautiful as well. You have the Saint Laurent stamping right there. It's just very elegant, and then it opens up with a magnetic closure, and then you do have the dividers in the middle, unlike the puffer Lulu, which is just completely open. It's very roomy, which is why I said I think it'd make quite a good work bag as well. Obviously it won't fit a laptop, but it fits a decent amount inside, and you do have the zipper pockets as well. It comes in so many beautiful colors as well. I was debating the burgundy, but I went for the nude. I'm still not completely sure I made the right decision because I do love the burgundy, but I wanted something that I'd be able to wear during these summer months as well. I just think it's such a beautiful classic style, and especially when you consider that, you know, Chanel is having another price increase. Not sure if you guys heard, but they're rumored to have a very large price increase coming up in November, and they're just getting more and more expensive, whereas Saint Laurent I think have been so consistent with producing just beautiful bags. They are very classic and they are still very luxurious and expensive, but at this point I just feel like they represent so much better value for money than some other brands out there. So I've been very happy with my Saint Laurent pieces, and I think this is just such a stunning style. So definitely another one that I consider to be worth a splurge, especially because I do think it looks very winter appropriate. But as I mentioned, it's something that you'll be able to wear all year round as well. So very happy with this. I also wanted to mention one other style that I saw from Saint Laurent on the My Teresa website. This is called the Nikki, I believe. It's also a shoulder bag style, so it is a larger one. I saw this and I thought it was so cool, and I'm not usually a fan of black on black hardware, but I love it on this one. It is mock croc all the way through, so it's very on trend, but at the same time the whole style just looks very classic still to me. You have the YSL logo, very large, nice and practical, and I just thought this was the chicest thing. So definitely not one if your style is super girly, but if you do like your bags to be a little bit edgy and quite high fashion, I thought this was gorgeous. And again, Saint Laurent just killing it with their bag choices. And the final bag style in this category, which was supposed to be literally one quick category, and I've just been talking about bags for ages now, but it's the Givenchy Antigona. This is the small in the mock crop, which I have been loving so much. And when I got this, I expected everyone to be like, oh, the Antigona, you know, we're kind of over it by now. I've gotten so many messages about this bag. Like, I was really surprised because I thought I would be the only one who was really kind of going nuts over the style. The Antigona is nothing new, you know, it's been around for a very long time, but I guess it's just the combination, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. I think it's so beautiful. I love the way that it gives it a new look. But I think the best thing about mock croc is that it's a new trend, but it's been around for so long that it does combine those kind of classic and also trendy elements. So you do get the best of both worlds. I love the style, and I've actually really been converted to the smaller size. I was worried it was going to feel too small, but honestly, if anything, it's just made my medium Antigona feel very large now. So I have really been enjoying this. It fits a very large amount as well. You know, this isn't a super tiny bag by any means. It is a little bit small in the opening. It is quite a rigid bag, but I think the flip side of that is it's going to hold its structure very well. So huge fan of this. It definitely isn't a cheap style, but if you did want to splurge on one go with anything bag that will instantly upgrade any winter outfit, I think this is a beautiful, stunning choice. Next up is a beautiful scarf, and I feel like scarves are a slightly underrated accessory when it comes to looking at winter wear. Obviously people talk about bags a lot and shoes, but a good scarf is something that's so worthwhile to invest in, I think, because similar to the train of thought about coats, it's something that you can wear every single day. You know, if you get a neutral one, you'll be able to layer it over any outfit, and if you get a nice one, it can really make even a pretty inexpensive coat look so much fancier than it is. So I'm a huge fan of investing in scarves. I don't have a ton of them. I think this is actually my only super fancy scarf, but I've gotten so much wear out of this. I've definitely gotten my money's worth. My one is just this pink check one from Burberry. I also love the classic camel tone as well though. You can't go wrong with a Burberry scarf, I don't think. And again, it's something that you'll be able to wear for so many years and layer over literally every single outfit. So in terms of bang for your buck, I think this is a great choice. They're not cheap, but in my opinion, 100% worth the money. Next up is boots, and I do think that boots are one area where if you can afford to splurge, they are definitely worth it. You know, I wear boots pretty much every single day in winter. It's rare that I change into a different shoe. My feet are always cold, so I always want to have my feet nice and wrapped up, and I will usually go for quite a long style as well. If you were going to invest in one really solid pair of boots, I would always say to make them flat. I love my high-heeled boots, especially my Stuart Weitzman Highland boots. I wear them a lot, but in terms of bang for your buck, I just think that flat boots are the way to go, and especially if you get the right kind of boot, I think they can still look very elegant and will go with everything from skirts and dresses to also jeans and leggings as well. So my pick would be the Stuart Weitzman Lowland boots. These are probably actually some of the newer ones in terms of the Stuart Weitzman boots that I have, but these have fast become a favorite. I also have the 50/50 boots, which I love, as well as the Highlands, but these are so great because you do get that exact look of the Highland boot, but in a flat style. So these are incredibly comfortable. I can walk around all day long in them. They stay up very well, and I just think it's such a classic style that instantly makes any outfit look amazing. So these would definitely be my pick. I know there are so many different boot choices to look at, and I know that mock croc is a big thing with boot styles at the moment, but for me, I would rather save mock croc for a handbag style and just keep my boots a little bit more neutral so that they will go with more outfits. And for me, the Lowland boot does all of that. Going back to bags now, I have my smaller bag pick. And here I wanted to include a velvet style. I do have my Saint Laurent Lulu in the velvet here. This one is no longer available from my Teresa, I believe. I think it sold out last year, but they have a slightly updated style, which is the Vicky, which I love to bits. It's so beautiful. If I didn't have this one, I would probably get that one because it's such a gorgeous style. It's very similar in terms of the look, so it is a flap style in a mini size, and it does have that classic YSL logo on the front, but it also has a chain as well. And I mentioned in my Saint Laurent collection video that I love this, but I do think that even for velvet, it sits a little bit more on the casual side because of the leather strap, whereas the Vicky has that beautiful chain, so it does make it a little bit more dressy, which makes it so easy to transition from day to evening. So I love that style. I'm going to try and resist if it goes on sale during Black Friday because I don't need another red velvet bag, but the velvet style is such a great one to have during the colder months. It just feels so winter appropriate and festive, and they're great for taking to winter or Christmas parties as well, but obviously they're good for whenever it gets a little bit colder as well. So definitely a nice one to add to your collection. I don't feel like velvet is actually going anywhere. I know it was a really big trend, but I think similar to mock croc, it's one of those items where yes, it was a big trend, but it's also nothing new. You know, velvet has been around for so long, and it's such a classic fabric that it's an easy one to kind of love and rewear over and over again. Next up is the puffer jacket, and I know not everyone likes puffer jackets, but I love them, and I'm a huge fan of just very, very comfortable, warm things, which is why I still love and wear my UGG boots. I know lots of people hate those. I love them. I think UGG is fantastic. So I put puffer jackets kind of in the same category, and I think there are so many options to choose from that actually it's very easy to pick a more flattering style. I definitely have had puffer jackets in the past which are huge and just made me look like a giant marshmallow, but they've become a lot more flattering, I think, and a lot more fitted. So it's actually fully possible, I think, to go for one and still look very pulled together. And two of my favorites, I mentioned this one in my favorites video, I think. This one is new to me this year. This is the one that I've been wearing at the moment before it gets super, super cold. And this is from Canada Goose. I love this so much. My mum loves it as well. I actually just got her one because she'd been going on and on about how much she liked mine. But this really is the perfect, I want to say transitional because I have been wearing this during these transitional weeks, but I'm also fully planning on wearing this when it does get quite a bit colder because it is so warm. But at the same time, it is so crazy lightweight, and so for me, that's just the best of both worlds. I love it. I love the fact that, you know, it's just a plain hood as well, so it doesn't look completely, you know, ready for snow. You do have a nice collar which makes it stand up a bit, so you do get a nice kind of frame as well. It just zips all the way up. It's a really nice length as well, so it's kind of in between a full length puffer and then also a shorter jacket. And I'm 5'7" and it's a nice length on me, but my mum is 5'2" and it's a great length on her as well, so it seems to work even if you are more on the petite side. And I've just not been able to get enough of this jacket. It's been my go-to. I love the fact that it fits quite slim as well, so again you get that warmth but without the extra bulk. So huge fan of this. It's been on constant rotation for me, and I do think it's worth the money. I do have another jacket choice here though, and this one is from Moncler. This is a shorter style, and I love this one to bits as well. This is one that I got last year. I wore it all throughout last winter and it did amazingly well. I feel like it still looks good as new, and I did wear this an absolute ton. And this is so warm. It's a lot puffier than the other one, so you do get a little bit of bulk, but it's not too much. And what I love about it is that you do have the belt to cinch it in as well, so it does give you a little bit of shape. The material on this is so soft, so it really is like wearing a pillow. It does have this huge hood as well, so it's perfect if you do have like a proper snow day. And this is just the loveliest thing. This is the first thing I ever got from Moncler, and I've just been so impressed with the quality. It's so well made, so warm and toasty, and it's just such a beautiful piece. So I do think it's worth investing in a nice puffer jacket if you like the style. Obviously, if you don't like the style, this probably won't be for you, but I'm a huge fan. I do think that these styles have a good combination of looking fairly chic while still having that practical element of a puffer jacket as well. And finally, for my very last category, I wanted to include a slightly fancier coat, and I have here my S Max Mara coat. This is an older style, so I did get this last year, but they reissue pretty much the same style every single year. Max Mara are famous for their wrap coats, so this really is a wardrobe investment piece. They return them year after year, all with subtle variations, but they're all pretty standard in terms of the overall look, which is just a very, very classic wrap style. There are two brands though, so there is the main Max Mara brand, and their coats run from $1,600 to $2,000, so it is very, very expensive. But they also do S Max Mara, which is slightly cheaper, so this one was $675, I believe. Still very expensive obviously, but a good deal cheaper than £2,000 for a coat. And in my experience, the quality difference is minimal. So I would say that if you are considering investing in one, I do think that the S Max Mara line represents better value for money. I've been very, very happy with mine, and this is actually one of the few pieces in my wardrobe where Dan consistently compliments me on it. Every single time I wear this coat, he's like, wow, that's a really nice coat, and that's very unusual for him. So I take that as a good sign. It's very classic and neutral, and as I said before, I just feel like it really embodies that easy elegance, and you're just not going to be able to go wrong with it. So huge fan of this. I do think it's worth a splurge, and it's just something that you'll be able to wear with everything. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me, then leave them down below, but I will leave links to everything I featured in the description section if you did want to check anything out. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.